Okay, this is my latest project, and once again it's a small Mulvihill. It's based on Jim O'Reilly's Smalvihill, except I used a rolled tube instead of a built-up fuselage. Now I'm just going to mention a couple of changes I've made from the last one, and one is now I put a little hold-down tube for the push rod, and then I wrap that with a little bit of thread, and that keeps the push rod sturdy and it prevents it from flopping around. On the wing, I used Jim's original wing, which has polyhedral, and one thing I learned is I think the polyhedral is important when you have a long, slow climb because it really helps to keep the plane stable. The prop is pretty much the same as I've done before. The only thing I'm doing different these days is I'm doping fiberglass cloth on one side. Jim does the back side, and I've done that. I've also experimented with doing it on the front side. That really strengthens the prop quite a bit, and I like the way that the fiberglass cloth dopes on really nice and smooth. I'm also on the stops, I'm using a little larger, like a 1/4 inch. Okay, and then I cut them in half because I've hit trees a few times and those tend to get broken. On the fuselage this time what I did is I polyspan the inside. I doped on polyspan. Okay, and then I rolled the tube, and then I doped on polyspan on the outside, and that seems to be very strong and light. I think that came out fairly nice. I think what I'm going to do on the next one is, as Jim does his coupe, which is I'm going to put Mylar on the inside so you don't have to dope it, and then I'm going to dope on the fiberglass cloth on the outside because that's a little stronger and it dopes on really, really nice. Now I think the major important change I made here is on the last one I used a 1-inch inner diameter tube, and knots kept getting caught on the inside. So on this one what I did is I went up to 1 1/8 inch tube, so hopefully that should have enough room for the rubber motor. Okay, if not I'll go up to 1 1/4 inch on the next one, but hopefully this should be enough. Alright, so I'm really looking forward to flying this. It's a really nice flyer and it's a little easier to keep it in the small field. I'm using the lighter radio control equipment I talked about in the video, and you got plenty of room in the pylon with that. So I'll try to get some shots of it flying.